In one particular corner of one particular country, there lives a creature that exists nowhere else in the world. This is Colombia, and word is their unique species is adorable and elusive and critically endangered, a combination that can frustrate when trying to spot one. But trudging through a forest hot as a sauna, our odds are better than average thanks to people who know them really well.
They love the nectar of the flowers, and they stick their hair, their hair like in the flower like that, and their facial hair.
Rosamira Guillen started her career as a landscape architect, but when she was hired to help build a zoo, she met the animal that would change her life, and theirs. The cotton-top tamarin, a little monkey with a look right out of Dr. Seuss, and an equally cute local nickname, the Titi.
I can see why you fell in love with these little guys.
Oh yeah, how can you not?
When she learned that the illegal pet trade and slash and burn cattle ranching had driven them to the brink of extinction, her architect mind shifted from building zoos to rebuilding forests, which is much more difficult than just dropping seeds in soil.
It may take a day to cut a hectare of forest, but to rebuild it, it takes about 20 years.
Her effort is called Project TT, and over 2 decades she's learned that rewilding takes sweat, smarts, and human relations. Because in order to connect the TT's fragmented habitat, she would need land and the cooperation of ranchers who do not share her love for these monkeys.
Is it harder working with nature or human nature?
Definitely human nature. Oh, I would be happy to just hang out with the monkeys and in the forest. Our goal is to get to a certain point where there's enough for them to be stable and make it in the long term, right? Our fears is that, you always fear that you don't get enough support to keep going.
She worried she'd never have the resources to buy a pivotal piece of land, but then came an angel investor from Silicon Valley.
She's Steve Jobs and Jane Goodall all wrapped into one. Entrepreneurial, smart, dedicated to saving our planet. I said, look, if there's one thing I want to do before I die, it's help this woman do what she does, which is incredible.
Chris Vargas has been a supporter for almost 20 years. And when he heard Rosamira wanted to buy an old cattle ranch in a vital spot, he came up with an innovative form of crowd-funded conservation he calls ReWorld.
We thought, why don't we just build a website and build a technology that lets anybody in the world click on a map, pick an acre, pick 10 acres, pick 50 acres, and get all that feedback, exactly what happened with your money.
With a one-time donation of around $1,200, he says 1 acre can be secured for the TTs forever.
And every year we'll give you some satellite shots that show your land being reforested and the trees growing, so you know what you gave worked. So when you buy land for her, you're giving her the chance to get carbon credit income for the next 40 years, which will fund staff, trucks, fuel, educational programs for kids.
This one is for my son River and my daughter Olivia. This tree's for you.
While we save this beautiful forest for them, we're saving the forest for many other animals, So we're all biodiversity.
And a livable planet for us.
And a livable planet for us, exactly, because we get water, we get air, we get lots of resources, and that's why we focus so much on connecting people with nature, to appreciate it and care for it and want to do something about it. With a little help, we can make it because we've got the experience, we've done it, and it works.